Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. I keep getting messages, win my hero, win my hero, win my hero. I'm like, whenever the epidemic ends or whenever we're able to allow Micah back into the house, I'm happy, guys. I cannot wait to get back to this, because from where we left off was kind of like we watched one episode after the big fight between All Might and All for One. Now here we are in what seems to be a shift in the narrative where everyone is going to start stepping up more and more. Because the episode title, create those ultimate moves. Now comes the time where our heroes realize, okay, no more fiddling around. We got to be more serious now.
Well, wasn't the training camp to prep them for like their learner's permit or whatever?
Yes, I think so.
Whatever their learner's permit's called, I don't remember.
Yeah, because they did the part where they shadowed other heroes for like experience, and then they did the training camp where Bakugo got taken, and then they finally
led into the BBEG encounter.
Yes. I still don't know if Best Jeanist is still alive. That's one thing that irritates me. I'm just like, where the hell's Best Jeanist? Because, damn, that big hero gone like that.
That was like that hole that Krillin blew in Vegeta in the Namek saga.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just saying, people talk smack about Krillin, but he brought it.
Not going to call it Destructo Disc, but if his energy disc would have gone just a little bit to the left, he'd have cut Nappa's head off. But then they would have had to have dealt with Vegeta, which Vegeta would have probably just been like, all right, I'm sick of this planet. Bye. Before Goku had even gotten there.
I'm just saying, then it's like, my boy took down Android 18, so I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah. So, anyway, oh, God. All right, well, let's get to this. Is My Hero Academia. Create those ultimate moves. Let's do it.
Speaking of a spirit bomb.
You're right.
Young Midori, listen. I'm officially retired as a pro. From here on out, I will devote myself to training you. You're stuck with me, so let's keep working hard together.
Call him Dad.
I'll do my best!
He already has a dad.
Wait.
Although he's not present right now.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's been at the store a really long time, is all I'm saying.
He went out for cigarettes.
Your main focus this summer is obtaining provisional hero licenses.
Yes, sir!
Do not take this lightly. Only 50% of students pass the tests required for these permits each year.
It's that hard to get a provisional license?
In order to prepare, today you'll concentrate on creating something new. 2 ultimate moves.
Ultimate moves? An exam is a normal school thing! But this is total hero work!
This may sound abstract, but we'll explain more as the day goes on. Gym Gamma, also known at the Academy as the Training Dining Land, or TDL.
Huh?
We can prepare unique terrains and obstacles for each student here.
Please allow me a question. What is the advantage of having ultimate moves for our provisional exam? May we know your reasoning?
That's 2 questions. Calm down.
Well, there you go.
Ultimate move doesn't necessarily have to be an attack. Take Ida's Recipro Burst, for example. This sort of temporary boost in speed is valuable enough that it falls into the category of excellence we're looking for.
I've been doing an ultimate move all along?
So it's basically a secret weapon. Something that gives us the edge so we can win no matter who or what we're facing.
There's a smart boy.
This is how you will spend the remainder of your summer vacation. Prepare for intensive training.
It's obvious you're relying too much on your table. Let's re-examine the basics of how you fight.
What do you think?
If you're going to go that route, make a nozzle with your fingers to increase aim and reach. Yes, like that. Go.
Nice.
Now.
If I put too much power into my arms, then I won't be able to use them anymore. I'll break them, so I don't know what a special attack of mine would even look like.
If you don't have a fixed attack style yet, then let's focus on developing your power.
Everyone's working hard, huh?
All Might.
Yeah, I am here.
Because I have the day off and I don't have anything else to do! Ha!
used to imagine wielding a lightning sword. I'm getting hyped up just thinking about doing something that cool in real life.
I've come with advice. Think for yourself. You're still trying to imitate me. Hiroshima!
Hey, All Might.
I've got some wisdom to lay down on you. Instead of going for small tricks with your hardening, try being a bulldozer.
Yes, sir.
Hero, listen up. I have a few things that might help you.
He's suddenly good at this?
Education for dummies.
Head to the development studio here. Get the experts to help you out and give suggestions. They'll know what to do.
They have to have some kind of brace to reinforce my arms here.
I was just wondering where you were.
Don't run in the halls!
Always the rep. Oh! What?
You almost blew up the entire design studio. Will you please open
It's
your
the gadget
ears
girl.
and
God have mercy.
Hatsume!
Hey, when did you get
I'm
here?
telling you, man. It's a harem
Harem
anime.
anime. It has to be. Hello. Come on, man. It can't be the first time you had a girl fall on top of you.
It is in a harem anime.
Yeah, I forgot all your names already.
Figures.
Suku, Midoriya.
I'm Tenya Ida, the man you tricked into being a walking advertisement during the sports festival.
Never heard of you. I'm busy developing new babies.
She really doesn't care.
I heard from Eraserhead you're here to upgrade those costumes for your new moves, yes? Come in. I have a license to make costumes, so I'm allowed to do some mild tinkering with those that were made out of house. For small changes and repairs, I can simply report what I altered to the design company. For major changes, we'll have to fill out an application.
I was wondering if there was a way I could reduce the strain on the ligaments in my arms. Is that hard or possible?
Let's see, Midoriya.
Oh!
The problem.
Harem anime. Yes.
I've been saying it for a long time now.
Oh my, your body's much more muscly than it looks.
Hatsume!
The power suit.
Okay.
This high-tech darling can read muscle contractions and support your movements.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! I'm getting. Oh god! Hammer.
Looks like I made a mistake.
Hammer
in doing
tech.
the limit calculations. That's my bad.
I was wondering if you could improve the cooling devices in my legs.
If that's what you're in the market for. Try this baby on!
How?
It's an electric booster for radiators that can coolify anything that gives off heat.
My quirk is in my legs, you mad woman.
Yeah, I know. But you don't understand. If you're wanting to cool down your legs, then why don't you just run with your arms instead?
Stop messing around. What are you talking about?
Ah.
Violence?
That's what he needed to hear.
You're still trying to imitate me.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get her to look past her own devices. But you know, if you all are aspiring to be heroes, then you should treasure your relationship with her. You'll need her once you've been made pros. Those are all the support items Hatsume's made since starting school here. She's always inventing, even when school's not in session.
I understand! Ida! Please, there's so much I want you to teach me!
What are you talking about?
I never asked. Are you changing part of your costume?
A little. I don't want to feel sick anymore. Ooh, you don't say. What is that smoke?
You'll kill us!
Damn it!
On to me, Dark Shadow. By covering myself with Dark Shadow, my strength is enhanced. I'm better at close
Damn.
combat.
That's awesome.
Damn, Toko.
That's
Man.
pretty metal.
That is awesome.
Blast from a single concentrated point.
Let's kick ass.
Armor piercing. Wow.
Right?
He's a natural.
Hey, watch out!
Ah!
Called that forever ago. I'm like, why didn't he just kick stuff? We've been saying that for at least like 10 or 12 episodes.
Yes! Pretty much this whole season.
You did it, kid.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so he figured it out. He figured out that by not just using his arms, but by using his legs as well. I mean, it's like becoming a more full-bodied martial artist. Because
I feel like if we were in school with him, like in this universe, like a long time ago, we would have been like, why don't you just kick stuff?
kick shit,
He
dude.
probably would have figured that out like season 1.
He'd probably just been like, Oh yeah, and then and his arms wouldn't be as wrecked as they are. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of weird too because it's like he overthinks so much stuff, but then he gets like tunnel vision. So
yeah. Well, I think we all get that way to some point, like especially when we have a broad horizon of a thought in our head, but then we find something that really works, and then we don't think about anything else that's in that broad spectrum anymore. I mean, it's like thought process is such a weird thing, and people who have a good critical thinking brain can often tie themselves up in knots, and that sucks. But yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing with creating your own ultimate move, I mean, it looks like he's on his way to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's just him starting to learn how to kick, but there's some awesome stuff he can do now that he has the movements that he's learned from Gran Torino, plus kicking now. I mean, he pretty much can do like Melina's flying kick from Mortal Kombat 2, and pretty much just like just keep doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like what you're saying about people tying themselves up in knots. That's kind of why I like to ask my friends for second opinions all the time, because a lot of the times I will just be thinking about something one way, and it'll take like asking somebody to point out that there's like multiple other ways to think about it or something.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and it is good to have people around you can trust to do that, because they'll be straightforward with you and everything about the positives and the negatives, and I require that sometimes. I require, like, every now and again I need someone to just smack me in the back of the head and make me realize that's not a smart idea. Pull it back a little bit. Rethink it. Rework it. See what else can come of it. And a lot of the times it works. A lot of the times it just, things fall into place. And I'm glad that Midoriya is finally figuring out how he can form his own style. I mean, shoot style, I believe is what he called it there. Mm-hmm. So if he can figure out how to make it to where it's more his own style instead of him just trying to emulate All Might all the time, I mean, then that's just him becoming a more complete hero. I mean, watching him and thinking back to the first episode we saw him in, and where he started. I mean, literally, the dude went from a quirkless little loser to now being on the cusp of being one of the top heroes in his class. And, damn. Also, harem anime. You were right.
I'm just saying.
Hatsume, dude.
I'm just saying, like, it's written all over this thing. I'm just waiting for it to blow up into some love triangle where Hatsume and Uraraka are just going to, like, fight it out.
Well,
at least they waited till season 3 to have the whole joke is like, oh, somebody with boobs falls on a main character and squishes the boobs on him.
Well, yeah, they
at least left out the part where she blames it on him and says it's his fault and smacks the shit out of him, though.
Yeah, well, Hatsume's never been a person. I don't think Hatsume is a kind of person who would act like that. I think she's just so transfixed on creating shit. She doesn't care. She's just like, moving on.
Well, I was even surprised, like, they did it back when we watched Evangelion, and I'd finally seen that. I was like, oh, they even did that joke back then. But then, like, Rey doesn't actually get mad about it, and I was just like, that's surprising that they.
No, the only thing she got mad about
left out the whole like her smacking him for it.
No, she actually smacked him for that. She smacked him because he insulted his father.
Yeah, later on.
Yeah. I mean, and actually, they address how stereotypical, like, certain anime and shonen anime and slice of life anime are later on in Evangelion, and it's just like a big mind fuck.
Yeah,
but
it's just like an anime cliche. That just I'm kind of like, why do you keep doing it? It's not even that funny anymore. Like, I guess I still laughed at it in Fire Force, but I was still kind of like, really, they're going there?
Yeah.
Like, here recently, like, there have been more shows that have stopped with that, but
I'm glad.
It's just kind of like, all right, I've seen it 1,000 times. If you're going to do it, make sure you do it in some sort of unique way, because they never do, like, if they're going to do it. So,
yeah, well, you can only depend on people to think of new ideas for so long before, well, especially people who've been writing the same exact stuff for like 20, 30 years. You
just got to evolve your comedy. Like,
yeah.
Callback jokes work to an extent, but whenever everybody is using it,
I just think it's an excuse for somebody to draw boobs.
Spin on it somehow.
Well,
Pretty much.
I mean, really,
Well, it's just a cliche fan service
Yeah,
tactic
I
at this
mean,
point. So.
yeah,
there's somebody in it that's just really into it. That's why they do it.
yeah. There's fan service all over the place, both guys and girls, by the way. Because, I remembered this one this one hilarious meme. It's like, this is one reason why I freaking hate video games. It appeals to like the male fantasy. I wrote a blog post about this, and as soon as she said that, it like ticked over to like this one. I forget which game it was, but it was literally two dudes in a bathhouse, butt naked, like trying to sumo each other, and then one of them like slaps the other on the ass. I'm like, whoa, hey, whoa, no. And I'm like, this, like, apparently that appeals to the male fantasy for some odd reason.
There's a lot of weird stuff out there.
Yes, there is. And you see, I'm not okay. To say I'm against fan service is in some ways to say I'm against being a human being in some ways. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be so overwhelming that it literally destroys the integrity of the anime. For instance, High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead had so much fan service in it, dude. I couldn't make it through the first episode. I'm just like, nope.
That was the joke with that one.
Well, yeah.
It was like, I think it was almost to an extent after I watched quite a bit of it, making fun of how blatant it is in other shows all the time.
And I can come to the conclusion of that as well with you because, the Matrix bullet dodge shit that happens later on in it, which I did go back and I watched a bit more of it, and yeah,
there's other stuff.
It does get
too.
pretty
like,
funny.
They continually do the jokes, and they're like funnier and funnier as they go too. And so it's like, that's what I'm saying. If they're gonna do it, you may as well try to put your own spin on it and make it funny to an extent. So
yeah,
but
well,
I don't know. It's always awkward to me too whenever they're doing fan service stuff in shows where all of the characters are pretty much underage.
That's the other thing too. Yes,
'Cause I'm cool with them fan servicing like Midnight and Mount Lady and stuff like that, but it's a little awkward when it's like her and she's
Uraraka.
Like, I literally had to look up her age just to find out. I was like,
Hatsune, she's like 16.
Facebook for some fucking reason likes to advertise weird stuff to me all the time. Like, and one of the things is this company Display has been showing me My Hero Academia characters that are like very suggestive and like half naked and shit. And I was just kind of like, what's her age? And looked it up. And so I was like 16. So I went and posted it on their page and was like, she's 16. FBI, open up. Like, stop selling pictures of her like that.
It, like I said, dude, the whole thing about fan service and everything, people forget about Sailor Moon. Like, all the Sailor Scouts, save for a few of them, were 14.
The thing is whenever that came out and I thought they were all cute, I was only 16. So
yeah, exactly.
That wasn't that weird.
Well, in America, didn't they like make them all 18? Like in the dub
in the redub, yes. In the redub, yes, they did.
So in which case they were actually older than me at the time. So
yeah, and it's just oh god, this whole discussion about fan service has got me flustered. We're gonna move on from here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna move on to the next episode. But yeah, creating those ultimate moves. It looks like they're making good progress. I mean, I gotta be honest, Bakugo's like armor piercing shot. Oh, by the way, it looked like he was playing the circle game there.
Yeah.
I
was gonna think the same thing.
Yeah, either that or Bakugo's declaring himself.
Hey villain, look at this. Wow. Like, I hope you were looking because you got hit right in the eye.
Either that or Bakugo was shooting a 3-pointer. I mean, or if you're Kathy Griffin, you just believe that that symbol means, you're a member of a certain group that doesn't like certain people. I mean,
bullshit.
I know. I mean, hell, I keep seeing people in basketball throw that up. So does that mean they're all, of that belong to that same kind of club?
What? Never mind.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after the video's over. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to see more, you know what to do. You hit that subscribe button, you ring that bell to stay notified. And until next time, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.